The introduction and the conclusion are probably the two biggest parts of the speech, and they're both very important. The introduction grabs the audience's attention and kind of puts in perspective what your speech is going to be about. You kind of give them the points that you're going to hit, the reason why this is important. Within the main body of the speech, you're going to explain that, and then finally, in your conclusion, you're going to clear everything up, crystallize everything, summarize everything, and make sure your audience understands what you're talking about. Now, how to make both of them interesting? Well, the introduction is pretty easy to make interesting, and that's your hook. That's what you want to get the audience hooked on. You can use comedy, you can use a sad story preferably because everyone loves a story, but it's what puts in perspective what you're talking about. So let's say you're talking politics with somebody, and or you're talking about global events, and the question comes up, should the United States continue its effort in defeating the Islamic State? Well, you can tell a quick story. Well, and here's how you could say it. A few months ago, a British naval vessel was off the coast of Somalia conducting weekly surveillance operations. However, the op turned a little sideways when the British naval vessel was attacked by another boat filled with radical Islamists who began shooting at them. Now, instead of the British naval vessel shooting back bullets and rockets and missiles, they shot back Britney Spears music, which scared the terrorists away. Even though in some sense this story may be comical, the message is very clear. The influence of radical Islam has spread globally. You see what I did? I included, a funny little story, and then got to the main point, and then that's where I would begin the speech. And I kind of put in perspective what the speech would be about, and tied it into a serious subject matter. Now, whatever points that I'm going to hit throughout the speech, I'm going to revisit those in the conclusion and basically sum everything up and give short little subpoints about what each individual point was about to conclude the overall speech. So I want to capture my audience's attention in the beginning. I want to build my credibility as well, introduce the topic, and then preview the speech. And then finally, in the conclusion, you want to summarize and create your own impact one last time before ending the speech. And if you do that, your audience is definitely going to be more attentive and is going to want to listen to you while you deliver that speech, and is going to walk away with a better understanding of whatever you just talked about to them.